The furnished rental market is a niche market, and even though furnishing a unit is not rocket science, there's a few tips and tricks that I would recommend for you to get top dollar on your property. Let's go through those in this video. I'm Michael Luzes. I'm a realtor in the Greater Toronto Area, and I've been furnishing properties for almost a decade. The reason I've been furnishing them is because I lived in them in my off season and then rented them out when I was away during hockey season. As I went through this process multiple times, I learned a few tips and tricks along the way, which I want to share with you in this video. Before we get started, take a moment to comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on if furnishing a property is something you're interested in and what type of property you'd be looking to furnish. If you want to book in a call with me to discuss your options on whether to furnish or not furnish your property, click that link down in the description below and book in my calendar anytime. So let's go through a few tips on how to furnish your property successfully. By no means is this a one size fits all, but I have learned a few tips and tricks along the way. So the first rule for furnishing a property is to decide why you even want to furnish it. If it's going to be a short term or medium term rental, is it somewhere where you're going to live while you're away? These are things to consider. Now, the short term market definitely commands more rent per month, but there is an initial cost involved. And this is something we're going to break down as we go along here. In general, furnished properties do get more rent per month than unfurnished properties. However, there is a little bit of work to put in at the start. You also probably won't see any return on that furniture on a month to month basis for the first year or two. Typically, those returns start coming more and more as you go along. So after you decided why you want to furnish a property, it's time to come up with that budget. And you can look for inspiration all over Google, all over Instagram, Pinterest, any sites. There's amazing stagers out there that always show videos of properties that they've staged. Get some inspiration from somewhere and then decide on your budget. Now, once you create that budget, it's time to stick to that budget. And trust me, furniture shopping can get pretty expensive. So set that budget for each room, write down a list of all the items that you want and need, and then go through and see where you can save versus where you want to spend your money. For my next recommendation, don't make your property look like an IKEA showroom. We've all seen it before where that old lack table that you had in college somehow makes its way to a furnished property. I've seen it over and over again. Instead, go out and buy some quality pieces that will stand the test of time and the wear and tear of maybe multiple tenants. On top of not making an IKEA showroom, you also don't want your furnished property to just be a random storage locker for all the old stuff that you don't want in your house anymore. I've seen this time and time again where there's a bunch of furniture that's mismatched and doesn't really go with the theme of the property and it's listed as furnished. That's not the type of furniture that's going to get you top dollar for your property. And remember, if you are renting this place as a short-term or medium-term rental, you're going to want to try to rent it for top dollar. That's the whole point of setting it up furnished in the first place. So definitely go get some inspiration and make the place look high quality so that others are really going to want to see this property. And think about it as if you're looking to go on vacation and what would you be looking for in a property? If you're going through and seeing old grainy photos and not so good a decor, maybe you might not be so excited to book that property for your next vacation. People will think about your property the same way. That brings me to my next point. Once the property is ready to go, get some professional photos done. It is so important to make your property look amazing so that others are going to want to rent it as well. These days, video also goes a long way. So anytime you can get a photographer to come in, do some videos, do some panoramas, and maybe even a great video, it all adds to the experience of somebody wanting to pay top dollar for your property. So let's go through a checklist on everything you're going to want to add in on furnishing a property. So we have a couch, pillows, blankets, there's some artwork and different things and elements on the walls. We really want to make this place feel like a home. Think about window coverings, plants, TV, any kind of photos. You're going to want a TV stand, coffee table, and anything, any kind of knickknacks that people can use along the way. As we head into the bedroom, you're also thinking the same thing when it comes to linens and pillows, any kind of photography. If you want to add in a mirror, any nightstands or blankets, towels. You're also going to want to piece in things like hangers and anything else you can do to make this place feel like home. For the kitchen, you want to think about things like coffee makers, knife blocks, any kind of cutlery, spatulas, cookware, any dinnerware, anything you can add into the property because ultimately someone's going to be staying here and making it like their home. And typically these short-term rentals allow people to cook. So you're going to want to have all that stuff in place. It also can be beneficial to throw in a patio set, any kind of lighting on the balcony as well, something that makes it inviting for people to want to stay outside. depending on the property, of course. But if you can add anything that will enhance the space, it gives people a reason to take photos and promote your place online. So those are my tips and tricks on furnishing your property. And I'd love to hear in the comments down below if I missed anything or if there's anything you would add to the list. If you want to book in a call with me, discuss anything real estate about the short term or medium term markets, how to make your property look amazing, or even just anything in general, book in a call with me in the description down below. As always, you can hit that like and subscribe button and follow me on all social media at Michael is Real Estate.